Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
trunk.
trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back as we wrap up a Thursday edition of Ocala Talks. Now, if you have a child in your life, there's a good chance he or she has asked you to read their copy of Pinkalicious, the picture book about an imaginative young girl named Pinkalicious Pinkerton who loves the color pink. Imagine that. The mega book series, which also includes titles such as Purplicious and Aqualicious, has sold a whopping 30 million copies. Spent more than 109 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. It's also been adapted into a wildly popular live stage musical, which premiered to sold-out audiences in New York, continues to be performed across the country, and it spawned a top-rated animated series on PBS Kids that reaches millions of young viewers. Pinkalicious is the brainchild of author and artist Victoria Kann, who now introduces the latest installment of the book series, Rubylicious. Victoria, good morning to you.
Good morning. It is a pleasure to be speaking with you. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Now, you know, as a kid, I grew up, my genre was Beverly Cleary. She was our author for kids, for me. Now, but I've looked at these. This is wildly popular. I've talked to some friends of mine who have 4-year-old, 5-year-old children. They love these books. 8-year-old, 9-year-old kids love these books. Tell us how you came up with the idea of this girl, Pinkalicious Pinkerton, and then we'll get into the newest adaptation, Rubylicious. But how did you come up with the inspiration for Pinkalicious Pinkerton?
Well, it all started with my daughter, who was 3 years old, who really loved the color pink and loved pink cupcakes. And it was my favorite day of the year, April Fool's Day. And I love April Fool's Day because you get to tell a lot of jokes and play pranks on people. And I have a lot of fun doing that. And I wrote an email, and I sent it to my friends and family saying that my daughter turned pink from eating too many cupcakes and had a serious case of pinkatitis. And one of my friends who was coming over with her daughter for a play date called me up and said, well, I got your email. We're not coming. I called the pediatrician. The pediatrician has never heard of pinkatitis, but it could be contagious. So play date is canceled. And I said, well, April Fool's on you. And she said that would make a great children's story. So that inspired me. And the message in Pinkalicious was, besides loving who you are, it was also be careful of eating too many sweets. This is what can happen. Because my daughter had a real sweet tooth, I thought I would write the book and that would be it. Like she would never eat sweet things again. And no, apparently she still loves sweet things. But every book that I have written, every they all have messages that, as a parent, I want my kids and the kids out there to learn and to understand. So I'm trying to help the parents to find different ways to say things to their kids. Even if they don't get it the first time, you can read the book again and again and again, or read another book, and hopefully at some point it might sink in.
Did you ever think when you were writing the first book, Pinkalicious, that it would end up being this massive hit, spawning not only the books but the live shows and the TV shows? Did you ever in your wildest dreams think that was going to be the outcome of you writing a book that was inspired by April Fool's Day?
No, I had no idea. I was just so grateful to be able to work. To be honest, I was just so happy to be able to create my artwork and write a story. And the first book, Pinkalicious, there were only 6,000 copies that were published, and nobody thought it was going to sell. It was just a kind of a throwaway book for the publisher, and it was a surprise to all of us. So I have to tell you, I'm very, very humbled and very grateful that I have people that have been with me on this journey and been with Pinkalicious and Peter, and that they know that Pinkalicious is a trusted brand, that I'm out there protecting children, and I'm trying to find ways to inspire children and adults as well when they read my stories. It's just been incredibly rewarding.
Why do you think you've been able to capture the imagination of youngsters? I mean, everywhere.
Well, that's so kind of you to say. I really want to connect with kids. I mean, that is really my goal. And I try to do that in every single thing that I do. And I think I'm also very kid-like. I think that might be it. I'm really, I think I'm very immature, to be honest.
You know, I tell people I love Walt Disney World Resorts, and my love of Walt Disney is because, well, you can be 5 or 95 and act 5 and nobody cares. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with being a kid at heart. It keeps you young. And let's talk about Rubylicious. It's another installment of the adventures of Pinkalicious and her brother Peter. This time a magic rock's involved, and being selfless is involved. Tell us what parents and their children can expect from this new book, Rubylicious.
Well, first of all, it's a fun story, and you're going to have a lot of fun when you read it, and hopefully you're going to have a few laughs. And in the story, Pinkalicious finds a rock, rubs it, and poof, out comes this character. And they name her Rocky, and Rocky is very nervous and very anxious, and tells them that they have only one wish to make, and it better be a good one. And every time Pinkalicious and Peter try to make the wish, Rocky says, "That's not really a good wish. Let me show you what it would look like." And she shows them what it would look like when it's really great, and then she shows them what can go wrong with it. So they wish for a mountain of sweets, and it looks really beautiful, and then you turn the page and you see that they have terrible stomach aches, and they don't feel good. And she says, "See, it's not a really good wish. So why don't you wish for something else?" And that happens each time they try to make a wish. Pinkalicious and Peter realize that Rocky is very, very fearful and not brave, and they are brave and courageous, and they are good problem solvers. So they make a wish for Rocky that she's no longer afraid. So they're very generous and they're very kind. And you know, when you're very kind, kindness comes back to you. And so then, well, you'll have to read the rest of the story to see what happens. But it's a lot of fun. And I would love to know what all of you think about. And I'd also love to know what it is that you would wish for.
How important?
What would you wish for?
What would I wish for? I would wish for I would wish for all those who can't, or all those who can't do because of ailments, physical ailments or handicaps, that they would, everybody in the world that suffers from a physical ailment or handicap that was not of their doing, would be able to be healed and function in the world as a normal person. That's what I would wish for.
That's a beautiful wish. That's an amazing wish. I'm going to wish for that, too. I love that. That gave me chills.
Well, there
That's
you go.
That's a good one.
Hey, let's talk about how important it is to you that you have the trust of parents, that they trust this line of books, and that they trust you, that you're going to tell a good story with a life lesson? Because in this day and age, sometimes you get the old bait and switch, but that's not the case here. How important is it that you've earned the trust of parents all over the world?
Well, that is just the nicest thing anybody has ever said to me. You know, I mean, I think that's really, really wonderful that you've said that, and I'm very, very grateful to all the parents who trust me, and I work hard. I not everybody likes me because, you know, to be honest, I say I can't. Often I say that's not going to happen. I can't do that, you know, because that does not fit with the characters. The characters have to be creative. They have to be imaginative, and that's where their strengths are. And that's what my work is about, whether or not it's the TV show or the books.
We're talking with Victoria Kann. She is the author of the Pinkalicious series of books. Her newest one is Rubylicious. Where can people go to buy these books? Where are they available? Tell people how to find them.
Well, you can go to thinkpinkalicious.com. You can buy them off of that website, and while you're there, you can download a lot of coloring pages and activity guides and curriculum guides for homeschoolers and parents and teachers. So there's a lot on that page. You can also go to your independent bookstore, and I know at independent bookstores they are selling books that are signed, and 50 of those signed books have funny little drawings. So if you find one with a funny little drawing on the signed page, please take a picture of it and post it on my Instagram, which is Victoria B. Kann.
Victoria, thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks so much for adding a lot to the world with your books, the Pinkalicious series of books. Thanks for what you do.
It's a pleasure to speak with you, and I hope you have a ruby-tastic day.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody listening. Talk to you tomorrow, right here on WOCA The Source.
The Ocala International Airport. This is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Are facing a defund movement for choosing not to get the COVID vaccine. No one knows more about the coronavirus than healthcare workers, yet they are losing their livelihoods because of government-imposed vaccine mandates. Corporate America is playing a key role. The share of job postings per million on Indeed that require vaccination spiked 242% in the last month. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is calling out General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, for giving lawmakers false information on Wednesday. Milley testified that Pompeo and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows were aware of the phone call to Chinese leaders betraying the American chain of command. Pompeo on Wednesday said that never happened. Pompeo also disputed a claim in a Yahoo story based on an anonymous source that the United States was concocting a plot to assassinate WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. USA Radio News.
On January 29th of last year, I was a stroke victim, but some patients can't even get the proper medication because of stringent insurance practices. Doctor, doesn't seem like America, does it?
No, it does not. And first of all, I'm very sorry that you had that experience. It is not like America. This is not the way it should be. PCSK9 inhibitors, which were released and approved by the FDA in 2015, the summer of 2015, have experienced unprecedented barriers for access by the payers of the insurance companies. They're human monoclonal antibodies made by